What's up, savvy expats? In today's video, we are at the Antipodean Coffee Cafe and Culture, located here at the heart of Legazpi Village, in between the Greenbelt 1 shopping mall and the active park. So the problem with Makati City, or in many cities in the Philippines, we are spoiled for choices. We do not know which restaurant to go to, and we do not know which one is good for the locals and for the non-locals alike. But in today's video, we're going to be exploring one of the highly recommended places by my friends and the viewers alike, that they wanted to know whether or not Antipodean is a good place to have your coffee and meals. So to start off this adventure, here we have our mixed flat white. Let's have a cheers to that. It's the coffee effect. Once you take a first sip, it just awakens your body. Can't go wrong with a cup of coffee. Here we have Jeff, one of the best servers we've ever had in our lives. Can you please explain what Antipodean means and what cuisine you serve here?
New Zealand cuisine. And then Antipodean means mixed people from New Zealand and Australia.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
So before coming to this restaurant, I didn't realize this was a Oceanic/New Zealand restaurant, because from looking at their menu, they have an array of different cuisines, from Mediterranean to Italian. And it's good to clear the waters that we know now this is a New Zealandic, or I'm sorry, people from New Zealand, whatever you guys call it, but it's a New Zealand cuisine. Interesting enough, we ordered the Stevens Arrabbiata, which is recommended by the server. And he said that this is a New Zealand dish, so maybe it's a New Zealand flair, or if it's an actual New Zealand dish, please let me know down below. It looks fantastic, so let's give it a try. Time for a taste test. Grab more. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Let's go for another. That's a very sweet tomatoey base of a pasta, but it's also got this kick at the end towards it. It's like you take a bite of the pasta, and it's like it explodes into flavor in your mouth. You can taste the fresh pasta and the tomatoes, but it gives you the kick like boom, and you're like, whoa, that's interesting. Now it's time to try their bacon or ham, whatever you call this, guanciale. It tastes better with the meat here, with the protein, because it gives this element of fattiness, of meatiness that complements the flavor of the pasta really well. It tastes like a very savory pasta that it gives you that kick in the end. And it's a fantastic pasta. Cheers. So the food so far has been great. I love that kick in the end. But I think what makes this place in Makati really stand out is that, or most restaurants here in Makati, is that the standards here are so high that I'm guessing the rent is quite pricey here, that they need to actually live up to the price and the standards of how people enjoy their meal. And you could really tell it's good quality, it's fresh, it gives that bang for a buck in my opinion. And the kick, I still can't get over the kick. It's a fantastic kick that I want to keep having in my mouth. So highly recommend this.
Sir, here's your nasi goreng.
Wow.
A special recipe with them. Okay, let's try this.
So this is your specialty, right?
Yes, sir. So it's from Indonesian food.
Indonesian food.
Yes, sir. It's special because it's my boss's special recipe.
Wow. So there are two partners here, right? A
Yes,
Indonesian and a New Zealand.
New Zealand.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you
Enjoy
so
your
much.
food.
Yeah. So over here we have a Indonesian dish, which is very surprising for a restaurant that holds New Zealand dishes. But this looks like a fantastic plate of cathartical flavors. And apparently, the two owners are Indonesian and New Zealand. So you have two dishes. We'll see the duality between cultures. Let's dig in. So that's a very interesting take on this restaurant. As we know now, it is a New Zealand restaurant, but yet they also have Indonesian cuisines here. So apparently the two owners are partners, which one of them is New Zealand by ethnicity and the other one is Indonesian by ethnicity. So according to the waiter, this is his recipe. So I guess it's a higher standard now since it's the boss's recipe. So let's try out first one of these satays or satais. I'm sorry Indonesians if I'm butchering them, but let's try it out. Wow, very flavorful, very herby in flavor. when you take a piece of that, the meat, it's very savory and it gives you this like refreshing taste of greens in it, which is, I think, is fantastic. And now we're gonna try the fried rice here. Wow, that was great. It's got that kick to it and it tastes like Indonesian food, that specific Indonesian fishiness to it, which is fantastic. Let's try out this egg right here. Runny egg, personally not my favorite, but I know a lot of people like runny eggs. So here we go. Pretty good. I'm guessing this is some kind of chili paste. Maybe sambal, but doesn't look like sambal. Let's try it out with the rice. It's quite sweet and quite succulent. So it's like, it's not the sambal because it's not spicy, but yeah, fantastic dish. This sauce in particular like caught my taste buds because it looks like it has like ketchup and mayo base, and I'm not sure what they use, but it tastes very much sweet and savory like the ketchup and mayo combination, but it's also got that kick of like turmeric and masala in it, which is very interesting. It's like you take the first taste of it and you know what to expect, and then out of nowhere that turmeric bomb or whatever it is just explodes in your mouth, and it just gives this flavor which is fantastic. And it goes well with the fried rice, and it also goes well with a bite of satay or satay. So let's do it together. That is really good, really good. The interesting part too about Indonesian cuisines, it's like most cultures at least, it's very flavorful. It gives this like palate cleanser, gives this savory, it gives spicy. It's got everything really. It's fantastic. Let's go for a second bite of it again. Makes you keep wanting more. Great. This is probably one of the most unique pastas I've had, since most pastas are very straightforward. It's just pasta, sauce, and the protein source, or sometimes even not. But this, you taste it, it's very straightforward in the first part, but then after, it's like when you bite that piece of chili and you're just like, yeah, I feel nothing. And a few seconds later, you're like, oh, it's so hot, it's so hot. But this is fantastic. It's not directly like that analogy, but that kick is just fantastic. It's like a subplot to the main story, and it gives this element of suspense to it, and you just want more, you want more, you want more, and you want that conclusion to just hit you. And my conclusion, one of the best pastas I've had, one of the best arrabbiatas too in the Makati city.